First of all, congratulations to Nebraska. They played an outstanding game today and clearly deserved to win the football game. So, yeah, we're disappointed. We thought we had a good week. We thought we were ready to play. And I think our guys played hard, but we clearly got outplayed by Nebraska in all areas.
Wanted to get off to a fast start, and that didn't happen.
Yeah, it's always good on the road to do that. They weren't up for allowing us to do that. Certainly, they did a good job defensively all day long on us, and made it tough. So it was one of those days where we had a hard time moving the ball consistently, and certainly we're not very productive in terms of points.
Is that the best coverage you've seen on McNutt this year?
Yeah, I think fair to say. We didn't do much in the pass game up at Penn State either. I guess that's probably the other one that comes to mind without thinking too deeply. And they did a good job. Part of that's some of the players they had involved at Denard's at all corner, and he did a good job certainly in his coverage.
Did they do anything that surprised you from what you've seen on there?
Not necessarily, other than they were, which is good football. They're not going to let our best guys beat them. At least they really singled out Mark, did a good job there. That's good defense. They played well basically at all positions and made it tough for us to. I think really the story for us was we couldn't do anything in the passing game. We ran the ball, I think, effectively, but couldn't make anything go in the passing game, especially in that first half, so we never really got much balance, weren't able to sustain drives.
And they took McNutt out of the game.
They did. Denard's a heck of a corner. They matched him up on him and gave him a little bit of help behind too. So that's good football on their part.
Kirk, how frustrating was it to not be able to get them off the field? They had a couple of really long drives and 15 minutes of time for possession.
Yeah, and they played a good game in all three phases. Clearly much better than they had a week ago, and it was a disappointing game for them. They turned it over there, slopping the ball bad on special teams, and they just had obviously a good week getting ready. And I'm not going to say there's a turning point in the game, but I thought if there was, it was probably that right before the half there, that 6-minute drive. They had 80 plays, or 80 yards, excuse me. Felt like 80 plays. That one, and they nailed one for about 85 yards in the third quarter. But that was part of their defensive effort. Keeping us off the field, 6-minute drive. I don't know how long the other one went. So at one point, I don't know how many plays we had, but it was a pretty short list. But part of that too is us staying on the field. So it was a good team victory for them.
Kirk, did you think right before half, instead of taking a knee, he had the win and 2 timeouts, about trying to get it back to a 1-score game?
Where were we on the 30, whatever it was?
Yeah.
No, that one, wasn't like we did anything at that point. I seem to get asked it a lot, but no.
I'm new. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's like, it's a pretty low percentage point, but anyway.
Okay. When you look back, the offense has had moments of brilliance, and it's had days like today. Can you put anything on your team, finger on anything about your team's performance that might have contributed to that?
Yeah, get a little more specific about days like today, other ones like this one.
Well, Penn State, games like that.
Yeah, Penn State, I think is different. We really didn't run the ball or throw the ball well at Penn State, so I couldn't tell you that. We didn't really protect very well either. But today we ran the ball effectively. I thought our protection was pretty good up until you got in that fourth quarter situation. You're down by 20. That's not a great situation to be in, but. To me, the story today was we didn't pass the ball effectively. We weren't able to get that going, and so I think it was a little bit unique. And I wouldn't compare this to Michigan State. I think Michigan State was about our execution more than anything. So, it's like everything. Every game's a little different. Every loss is a little different. Wins are too, I guess.
A sprain with CJ?
Yeah, the good news is we had a couple guys come out, CJ and BJ Lowry. Everything appears to be minor, so that's good at least.
You say the passing game, was that them executing their defense and taking Marvin out?
Yeah.
Like there was a few double teams.
Yeah, when they're playing well, they're a good defensive football team, and they played well today for sure. And they're a very athletic, fast group in that back end. The linebackers and secondary guys all run well, and they did a good job. And then we weren't effective enough spreading it around. When they take one thing away, we got to find other ways to go, other areas to go, and. Everybody's got a hand in that, certainly, and including James. There were a couple dump-offs or drop-downs, which he came to in the second half and started using our backs a little bit more effectively. But those are, it's a learning thing, and, we'll just learn from this and move on.
I know your defense was on the field for quite a bit, but, it kept you in the ball.
Yeah, they did. They played hard. I have no complaints with the effort out there, and, those 2 drives, again, it just... That's a big part of playing good defense too. If you can hold the ball for 6, and I don't know what that second one was, the 85-yard drive, but that's Yeah, they're eating up a lot of clock with a lead. That's just good football, and you know, credit goes to Nebraska on that one.
Kirk, what's the focus, what's the message for the next month as you guys get ready to play?
Well, it's pretty simple. We're off now until Tuesday. You know, so the guys obviously have class on Monday, but they'll be out of football activity till Tuesday. We'll have a meeting, and you know, we'll start moving forward. Our focus today was coming in here hoping to get the 8th win. That's not going to happen. Didn't happen today. So now we shoot for that in our next game out, and that's what, you know, we'll see what we can do about improving in the areas we didn't play well enough in, and see what we can do about growing and get that 8th win.
Was it shocking the way they took Marvin out?
No, shocking's a strong word. You know, it was good football, and you know, we anticipated them taking 15, mashing them up. We thought that was a logical assumption, and yeah, but we just didn't do a good enough job, I guess, finding other avenues. That's probably the biggest thing.
If you'd gone quicker.
What kept you from really?
I'm sorry.
You didn't pass really deep balls downfield until really the 4th quarter. What really kept you from?
There really wasn't a lot open. You know, it was a big part of it. There wasn't much open. So.
The defense, when this defense gives up rushing yards like
Well,
that.
no, we weren't trying. I'll say that, but you know, it's got to be open. I'm sorry.
Well, when the defense gives up rushing yards like that, your percentage of wins, it goes to what?
Well, you know, it's anytime they rush the ball well and you don't rush the ball well, and again, I thought we ran effectively. I thought the blocking was good, and the running for the most part was good. But you don't, you know, a game like today, you don't get enough chances to attempt rushes if you're not sustaining drives in the first half and what have you. So that's well, that's as old as time. You know, if they run it well and you don't, you know, it's odds are you winning. You know, then you better get some turnovers, those types of things, which we, you know, they played a perfect game that way, which you know, we were hoping we'd maybe have a chance. In the first half, we had a couple that balls came out, we couldn't get them, but they came out, and you know, and they played well on special teams, so they took care of business. They played an excellent football game.
Coach, about this being a rivalry game, and now that you've been through one, was the intensity there, was the makings of there being, you know?
Yeah, no, that's yeah, I mean, we're border rivals, so that's a good starting point certainly, and I think it has all the makings, but rivalries probably get developed over time, I would imagine. But it was a good Big Ten matchup, and I think Nebraska's a great addition for the conference for an awful lot of reasons, and we at Iowa, I think, benefit probably more as far as, you know, the national rivalry part of it. So I think certainly the series is going to be interesting as it goes along.
Kirk, bowl game notwithstanding, this team seemed to have a lot of chances in the losses to make it turn around the other way. What's the difference between a team that maybe goes on and wins a division, a conference, as opposed to the team that ends up winning a 7-5?
They take better advantage of their opportunities. You know, it's pretty simple. The teams that do that, at least, you know, I can only speak from our point. Our best years, we've won a lot of close games and taken advantage of opportunities out there. So, you know, winning in this conference is tough. It's always been tough. At least the last 13 years, it's difficult. It's a challenge, and the teams that can maximize opportunities usually end up rising to the top. And it's a trick.
Do you think it's fair to say the defense gave you a chance to win this game?
You know, I'm not really good at that fair to say stuff, and you know, this and that. We didn't play well enough defensively. We played hard, but you know, those two drives made it tough. And you know, if we're not moving the ball, then we got to get the shutout. You know, it's one of those deals. And you know, credit goes to them. They did everything they had to do. They played well offensively. They played great on defense, and they good on special teams and no turnovers. So I mean, they played just about a kind of game you'd script out if you're them. And we weren't up to that challenge today.